What are the habits for a working professional which stall their career growth?
Always waiting for somebody to give you direction.
Lacking in taking initiative.
Not challenging yourself too much.
Concept is being visible. You need to be visible.
Lack of adaptability and continuous learning.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sanjeev Datta. It's my great pleasure to welcome each one of you, listeners, the audience, to our Spark Coaching Model Experiential Learning podcast. I have with me amazing talents of various industries who are participating in our Director Thought Leader Coach Personality program. They have these amazing experiences to be able to talk about a lot of stories they bring along in terms of helping each one of you out there to be able to create success for yourself. And today's topic, my dear friends, is what are the habits for a working professional, for an executive working in a corporate company? What are these habits which stall their career growth, which negatively impact their career growth? So, one by one, a lot of participants, a lot of experience coming your way, and these are experiential learning outcomes based on experiences of these highly talented individuals. So let's get started. We have 21 participants, or rather 33 participants now, to be able to talk about their experience. And my dear friends, the rule is quite simple. 40 seconds is what you get to speak to be able to narrate your experience so that people can learn. We'll start with the first one, Mr. Ravi Manocha. Please unmute yourself, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sanjeev, for giving me this opportunity to talk. I am Ravi Manocha, and I have 23 years of experience in the field of sales and business development in an automotive company. So for me, the most important thing which I experienced in my life, it stalled the growth of many people, though I was also part of it initially, was not being self-directed. Always waiting for somebody to give you directions. When we enter into an organization, we feel that a boss gives a direction and we then comply to it. That's not the case. So we have to be always being self-directed. We've met our own goal and we then work towards that goal, those areas, which gives us a lot of arsenal to talk about, in coming days. That gives us a lot of analytical data to talk about, in coming days. And keep thinking towards what is required from an organization point of view, but not only from, my team and my personal goals point of view. So that helps you keep growing in your organization. Thank you.
Very well said. Self-direction, to not wait for orders, but create and command and take yourself and initiate and interact with the circumstances to create growth for the organization and fulfill the purpose. That's very well said, Mr. Ravi Manocha. Over to Mr. Mahesh Kumar.
Thank you, sir, giving me this opportunity. So, hello everyone. My name is Mahesh Kumar. I have around 18 years of experience in IT, and I'm in Europe for last 10 years. In my second last company, in the Europe, I realized the one negative thing is your visibility. So what happened? I can share my personal experience. I was working in 2, 3 projects and working very hard, handling customer escalation, but my manager didn't know about it. So he have a perception like I am working in a shadow and not showing my showcase to the team. So this is something creating negative impact on him. But while at my personal side, I was doing my best job. So on a time to time, you need to showcase yourself, your work in a team meeting, in a team building activity. So everyone is aware about like you are doing good work for the team, for the company. Thank you.
So, Mahesh, thank you. For the concept is being visible. You need to be visible, not just work very hard, but be visible and learn to represent your hard work by being visible, by talking about to others, by meeting other people, and that's very, very essential. All right, Mr. Jaswant Singh, over to you.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir, for this wonderful opportunity. Hello, everyone. My name is Jaswant Singh. I'm a chartered accountant having 25 years of experience in financial or commercial field. And I feel the lacking in taking initiatives and holding you back is a habit which you have to change. Because I have a experience working with one company where my CEO asked me to take initiatives and get more business. And I, being CFO, was thinking that I am a finance person. Why should I do a business development job? Because I was looking for only finance. So that was the area where if I would have gone a one step ahead, I have taken one more initiative working with the business development heads, maybe I would have grown more than what I was. So that's where I feel that lacking in taking initiative is the worst part of our job. If we want to grow faster and better, so we have to take more initiatives, getting grown for our organization as well as in person. Thank you so
That's
much.
that's an amazing insight, Jaswant Singh ji, and very important for us to be able to understand to work cross-functional. The role is now expanding. We are looking at multifaceted individuals who can take on bigger challenges, bigger roles as well. So that's a very, very important insight which you have provided from your personal experience. Oh, going on to Mr. Nagarjuna Rao.
Good morning, everybody. For my prospects, what I am thinking about developing our abilities in the company. We should not talk very bad about, bad about our seniors and company to the with others like juniors also. We should maintain that potential, keeping all motivating themselves, and if any problems are there, by hiding, by managing and understanding the things, and getting to solutions, we need to see. That's what I want to develop. And and uh, um, and communication part. Communication, I need to develop some more communication. And regarding specifications and all, I need to work out more specifications and go through the more about agreement conditions I need to develop to getting of my senior positions in the company. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, wonderful, Nagarjuna, for your insights on that. Let's go to Mr. Srinivasan.
Thanks for the opportunity. So I am Srinivasan, having 23 years of manufacturing sector experience, and I have seen many people who are struggling for their growth. So means the important thing which I know notice is the attitude and the mindset of the person for the growth. So when you face the challenges, we are existing in the company, in the organization to solve the complex problem and make it simple. Do not make simple too complex. So understand and how do you approach. So everyone is going to face the challenges. So what mindset you are approaching is going to decide you, and people will perceive you as what kind of person you are.
Wonderful. So that's a very, very good
Thank you.
insight. Let's go to some ladies in the house now. Let's start with Miss Anamika.
Hello everyone, this is Anamika here. So I have 20 years plus experience in retail, e-commerce and in the fashion industry. Uh, One of the things that I felt, like kind of limits one's growth is not challenging yourself too much. You need to not get too comfortable in your current role. If you feel that you are doing well, everyone says you're doing too well, you are very good for your job, and that somewhere I think limits your overall growth. You need to constantly challenge yourself, upskill yourself so that you stay relevant for the uh, new changes which are coming to the industry. So I think that is one good learning that I have learned through my own experience, and I'm today constantly working towards it. Thank you.
Fantastic impetus there of challenging yourself. Let's go to Mr. Bhupendra Reja.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev sir, for the opportunity. I am Bhupendra Reja. I hail from India with a historic city of Jhansi. Currently, I'm based in Malaysia, where I work as a project accounting manager. In my opinion, I would say the one of the negative habit is lack of visibility. With certain, with your talent, with your experience, you can reach at the certain level. But if you want to further grow or leadership, you have to be visible. I would like to share one of my experience where there's the leadership. They are choosing the leaders, but not choose me because I'm not too much visible. Then I asked with my manager why not me. Then he mentioned, I know you have enough potential, you have a lot of things, but you are not visible. So that is the one learning which I would say, and I'm working on that. Like visibility is one of the key bad habit where you have to come out that and you have to work on so that you can reach that level. Thank you so much.
That's a very, very good point, Bhupendra, that you need to definitely be visible and ensure. Let's go over to Kanika Kapoor in the house and take her insights. What are the habits which people need to change and transform and take action on so that they can accelerate their careers to the next level?
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Hi, everyone. My name is Kanika Kapoor, and I'm a chartered accountant by qualification. Currently, I'm working in a consulting industry at one of the big four firms. So, in my experience, one of the biggest pitfall that can negatively impact our career growth is lack of adaptability and continuous learning. In this fast paced world, the only constant thing is change. If we do not embrace the change, we would become redundant and less competitive in the market. For instance, embracing the artificial intelligence. We still have this reluctancy to not embrace it properly. So, for example, the rudimentary tasks that we used to manually, put significant amount of time in researching, now just at one click, you will get all the insights on the AI. So, if we do not adapt ourselves to the change, we'll become less competitive in the market. And also to quote from my experience, so I hail from the accounting advisory services, wherein if most of you would be familiar, when the Indian accounting standards came into the picture around 2015, 2017, the market was at a boom. Now that has already been done and dusted. Now, if we do not look for non-accounting solutions, we would be redundant. For example, the IPO support, for example, finance integration, finance transformation. If we do not look into the other non-accounting solutions, our job will be taken for a toss. So for me, keeping ourselves upskilled and continuously learning is utmost important. Thank you.
That's a very, very important insight which Kanika brings to the table, my dear friends here. And it's very essential for each one of us to understand that we got to learn to change with the changing times and be abreast with the technology part of it. And that's how growth happens for each one of us. Let's go to Mr. Joe Jacob with his insight.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Joe Jacob. I'm working in IT industry for more than 18 years. From my experience, I would like to share two examples or two aspects. So one is basically personality is key, but one of the main aspect of personality is also grooming. I've seen a couple of examples where colleagues are not grooming well, and just because of that being good, they were not either promoted or did not get opportunity to travel abroad. So this is key aspect, and this is one of the areas where people also cannot give you feedback or people are reluctant. So just focus on that aspect. Then the second thing is trust. Okay, so you need to build that trust and keep your commitment. So if you are not able to do something, we need to learn to say no, and whatever we say yes, we should be able to commit. I think that takes you a long way. Yeah, those were my
The two fantastic insights, Sijo, personality grooming and to be able to deliver trust in through your work. So that's quite amazing. All right, my dear friends, moving on to Benelin for her insights on the matter.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I am Benelin Basayan, and I'm currently in UAE. I engage in both manufacturing and construction industry related to contracts management. In my experience, I realized that one of my setbacks was my lack of visibility, both in how I present myself and how I communicate my contributions. I feel like I wasn't engaging enough with our management, and even though I have this 17 years of experience, I feel like I have a doubt on my technical understanding and I'm not showcasing my full capabilities. So looking back, I understand that staying in the background doesn't serve me growth. So what I did, I tried improving my skills. I went out of my comfort zone. And recently, it resulted me to, I was able to go one step higher on the ladder, and I was assigned as a senior in our department. And in that experience, I learned that visibility isn't just about confidence. It's also about improving my communication, my stepping up, and owning my own value. That's all. Thank you.
So that's very well spoken, Benevolent. To become the better version of yourself and then to be visible is what is going to help you to step up the ladder. So that's very well spoken. And moving on to our next panelist is Mr. Shobhan.
Thanks, Sanju sir, for giving this opportunity. Hello, everyone. This is Soban. I have almost 20 years of experience in the pharmaceutical analytics across the service industry as well as, the global capability centers. I think the first and foremost thing what you need to transform is developing, the bigger picture behind any of the decision. As long as you're looking at a task as a task, you're really not understanding how your decision is going to help the organization and how your work is really supporting the organization. The second thing is basically that as you're growing across the career, in the mid of your career, you really need to have a coach who can really bring out the best in you, unlock the potential in you, because you are exposing to the wider scale of responsibilities in your organization. And this is where accelerating your growth is extremely important. And the third basically is about you need to come out of the comfort zone. The world is changing very rapidly. You have to have the stretch targets, or you may take the gig projects, is to really make yourself competitive with this changing world. Thank
So
you.
the world is evolving and we got to change with it. And so it's important for us to be also take outside help and support in terms of hiring a coach to be able to help us to understand our blind spots and create acceleration in terms of our endeavors and actions. That's very, very well spoken. And thank you, Shobhan, for your insights. Moving on to Mr. Srinathar.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity. I am Srinath Radhakrishnan. So I work for an oil and gas company in the industry for 17 years. So predominantly in the corporate financial planning and analysis. So for me, I would say there are two aspects. So based on my personal experience, which towards anyone's career. So one is lack of career goals. The second one is lack of upskilling. Because for especially at the beginning of the career, one should have a clear specific goals. Because 10 years down the line or 15 years down the line, what are they going to achieve? And if one does have a career goal, they might be most likely they're going to achieve much greater heights than someone who doesn't have a career goal. And that's significantly going to impact or hinder the growth. And then what it also means is that we'll be able to navigate all these challenges. We'll be able to continue. And then that's when the second point comes into picture, the upskilling. Because if I have a clear career goal, then I'll be able to upskill in the next 15 or 20 years, and I'll be able to get in those particular projects or the educational qualifications I'll be able to gain accordingly. Otherwise, if I don't have it, I'll be most likely I'll be living in the comfort zone, and I won't be able to define my goals, and I'll be going with someone else's goals. So then I'll be always having a victim mindset. But it is never too late, and we can always change ourselves. And it is better to kind of get into that more, the growth mindset for now, and then keep moving in that direction. Maybe I'll just leave it there.
Two solid connecting insights given by Mr. Srinath in terms of having good career, strong career goals, and also upskilling to be able to match up to those goals is what is very much important and of essence. So that's really, really good perspective. Thank you, Srinath. All right, move to Suman Kumar Adhya.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity. Myself, Suman Kumar Adhwa, I've been close to 17 years in the automotive industry. One negative thing was there in my career and life, that is not speaking up. Till couple of months back, I was concentrating only the task and the work, the system architecture, which one I used to do. I used to not getting any visibility, nothing. After joining to this class, thanks to you, sir, and I am getting visibility and I'm changing myself how to showcase my work and how to speak with the management. That is my thing. Thank you.
So that's very well spoken, Shubhan. Thank you for your kind words as well, and also for this insight that how you need to be definitely be visible out there. And if you are not being, then take corrective actions of developing yourself to be so that you can highlight yourself out there and and lead yourself towards success. With that said, moving on to Neetu Agarwal.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir, for giving me this opportunity. I'm Neetu Agrawal. I am a program manager with 16 years of experience in IT, and I specialize in digital and data delivery. Currently, I'm working with a leading bank in Dubai, working as a lead, data delivery lead. So from my personal experience, I can say that the only thing that was holding me back was a strong belief in hard work. I was like, I am doing my job great and I deserve to be promoted. But no, after joining these sessions, I realized the other things that I need to do. So I need to move. I was stuck to my seat, talking to people, replying on emails, taking all the actions, and not networking, not coming out of my seat and talking to leaders, talking to people. So to move out of that, I grabbed an opportunity as a heading the women in tech division. So that was an opportunity given to me, and I knew that it is an additional work for me, but still I took up that role. That helped me connect with all the leaders, getting noticed by all the leaders, though it was additional work for me, but it gave me immense visibility, and that is how I overcame. And now, as we speak, people know who Neetu Agrawal is in the organization, and I created visibility for myself. Thank you.
That's wonderful. So creating visibilities, catching on to opportunities, rather creating opportunities and not wait for opportunities to come. And the realization is what set Neetu Agrawal apart in terms of grabbing on. And she has been a hard worker, but then being noticed is something which is of essence for the senior management to be able to help you create further growth. Let's move on to Mr. Mahesh Heda.
Thank you very much, Anderson, for this opportunity. Hello, I'm Mahesh Kra. I'm a digital collector, cybersecurity professional, and 18 years of experience and writer in one of the Big Four. Many of the key pointers are shared by leaders here, so I would try to share a different point here. One of the learning which I had seen personally with one of the close ex-colleagues is never rub anyone in the wrong way in this small corporate life, irrespective of resignation or the circumstances. It's okay to get into disagreement, put different perspective, however incorrect. As we know, networking plays a very important role in growth. Similarly, negative perception can become bottleneck. That's from my side. Thank you.
That's very well spoken, Mahesh. And in fact, we couldn't listen to you quite clearly. Maybe due to the Wi-Fi, it was not very clear, but never rub another person in the wrong manner is what you've spoken about, and abstain from office politics and ensure that you are a likable person. You're able to adapt and adjust and adopt to other situations and circumstances and try to be a helpful person for others as well. So this is a very, very important insight, which I understand. And I would request you further to please check on your audio so that we can get some valuable concepts from you as well, because this was really, really, truly an important concept. Moving on to Mr. Balwinder Singh.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. I was waiting for so many times. So here we are talking about bad habits. So most importantly, what mostly require is to break this chain of bad habits. So we need to get rid of all these things. So for that, I'm going to put forward the thing that is reading books. To see, author takes his most of his life to read to write a book. So with that much of experience reading book, as I am a good I love to read books. So with that much of experience, I am Balwinder Singh from Chandigarh. So I just, there are so many things like bad habits, not even suppress you from moving forward. That also deteriorate your health also. For that, I just moved myself to break that habits, and I started writing the book. So that is my take, that we need to get these things, get rid of these bad habits. So for that, I have something that I came from Instagram, that the whole life depends upon how you relate to the world. And once you know how to relate to the world, you make it. So in the language of John Milton, you can make heaven out of the hell. That is my take on this. Thank you so much, sir.
That's a very good insight, to be able to read books, add knowledge in terms of your domain mastery. And also, Balwinder has suggested to be able to write a book in terms of your mastery of your technical proficiency. So that's something a lot of audience can consider, to be able to become visible and showcase themselves as a subject matter expert and master of their domain. So that's a very good, solid insight which he has
It is
provided.
also to replace your habits with the good one.
Yes, please. That's amazing. All right, going on to a big name, Mr. Krishnamurthy has been a big name in terms of development with Mr. J. Krishnamurthy, but here we have Mr. M. Krishnamurthy. So all the very best, sir. Please let us know about your insights.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, sir. I've been in a software industry, as you rightly said, for almost 2 decades, and in a leadership position too. So one thing which we all being initial leaders, we are there because of our strengths, our knowledge, and our competencies. But what is more important is that you build your circle of influence once you get there to stay there. I think that's very important. You need to be, from lack of self-awareness towards self-awareness that you need to work towards. Being perceived as someone overconfident or arrogance, to work towards your personality development. Try to be an active listener, and try to build your circle of influence in terms of stakeholders. The 360-degree feedback is very important, and try to influence them in every possible way. And I think somebody, Neetu Agarwal, she said about like taking that extra role could help her, that visibility and to connect with people. I think these are the things which we need to, embrace and be available so that, we can spread our circle of influence. And that way we definitely stay relevant and also being humble. Thank you.
So solid insight again that spread your circle of influence, stay humble, stay grounded, and yet work hard towards glory and success, and have super duper aims, not just the next role, but think bigger with a bigger purpose, bigger picture. So that's coming from a senior management individual, Mr. Krishnamurthy. Thank you for that. Moving on to Mr. Vivek.
Hello, everyone, and very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the podcast, and special thanks to Sanjeev sir for giving this opportunity to participate. A brief explanation about myself. So I am Vivek Khope. I am in the HVAC industry from last 11 years in the marketing and sales division. So my observation is that it is not just how hard you work, but how you communicate that matters more. So it is said that if you have a knowledge of on the scale of, let's say, 10, if your knowledge is level up to 9, but in terms of communicating your knowledge, your level is only 3 out of 10. So the recipient, whosoever is listening to you or whosoever is taking the knowledge from you, will consider you or perceive your value as 3 out of 10 and not 9 out of 10. So we need to work more on communicating what we do. That matters a lot. So from my side, I would say we need to get out of the comfort zone, and we need to take on new challenges. And as somebody has already explained, don't wait for the opportunity to come to you. Go and grab it. And if you're not able to get new opportunity, try to create it by your own. Thank you from my side.
That's very, very well spoken. Actually, spoken like a true coach, a director or leader coach, because the way the exemplifications which you gave were quite immense. So a lot of people have learned from this, including me as well. Thank you for that brilliant insight. All right, moving on to a lady in the house, Sumi Dinkar, please.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for this opportunity, sir. I am Dr. Sumi Dinkar. I've been in the research and development field for more than 26 years, and I also have a unique experience from sports as well. Coming back to the question what you asked, many of them spoke about various different things. I think most important aspect is having a 360 degree of about yourself as well as for the organization. Yourself, because you will understand what is your need to learn and develop yourself so that you can be a very, very critical for the organization. It is also important to understand from organizational viewpoint what exactly we need to develop ourselves so that we become very, very critical for organization. So what it means is upskilling yourself is very, very important. Being a mindful about not only about yourself, also about the organization is important, because what we achieve today is for organization and self. So it is a mutual. That's where it is very, very important to have inside out as well as outside in perspective in developing your career. Thank
Well,
you.
that's very, very aptly put, that it's not a one-way street. It is always that you have to put in the perspective, the bigger picture of the organization, and how the organization also looks at you and what is expected of you. You have to really match up to that and build a bridge to that expectation as well. And that's how you will be able to create growth for yourself, for your family, and for your organization as well. So very, very well put. The 360-degree holistic viewpoint there, Sumi. Thank you for that. Moving on to Mr. Alok Bharti.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Sanjeev sir. It's Alok Bharti, having 15 years of experience in IT industry, ITSM specialist. So my point for this one is lack of learning and unlearning. What people are doing, they are following, we are in the new tech era. Each and every day new technology is coming, new products are coming, which we can use for our productivity betterment. But what people are doing is they are sticking with old products and they are doing the manual work for which can be automated. So we have to learn each and every day the new technology and new products to automate our things. And each and every day the whole industry is getting means changing, and every country is having their own licenses. So we have to go through all the licenses and cross vertical learning also. Like people are in development, they should learn how to manage the marketing, how to talk with customers. So those things are lacking in their development path. So those things should be learned. Another thing is people are not taking ownership which is given to them, the task which is given to them. So people have to take ownership, should take ownership and do proper work. Thanks a lot.
That's very, very well said. 3 insights you have given, Alok, and quite of value. Moving on to a lady in the house, Priya Shirlokar, please.
Yes, thank you, sir, for giving me the chance. I'm Priya Shirolikar. I have about 20 years of experience in the IT industry. I currently work in the travel IT industry. I think one bad habit that kind of holds people back is not making friends with the stage. They are friends with the room. They're comfortable with a smaller group of people, but not necessarily with the stage. And the sooner you start doing it, the sooner you realize it, the better it is, because there are different skills that you need to have when you want to be friends with the stage. Don't be afraid of it. And that's all I have to say.
So that's very well put. And I come from a theater background, and trust you me, your stage is your friend and it's like your God. And in fact, we say this, that the life in itself is a big stage where we are all performing different roles throughout our lives, and how impactful they are is how much growth we will be able to create. So very well and aptly put that we should make our stage the friend, and we should learn to be under the spotlight to be able to outshine the competition and create growth for ourselves and for our organizations. Very well put, Priya, thank you. Moving on to Mr. Manish Negi.
So good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. And I'm in the automotive industry, and I have 11 years of experience in R&D design. So my one thing which making me tall in my career growth, that is the lack of visibility, which I feel personally, because I do all the things, all the tasks. Technically, I'm strong, but when there is a chance to represent myself, I always put back myself, because I don't know how to speak in that front of that. Technically, I can make, but I don't know how would I say that. So that's the first thing I say. After attending this, I think this is the second week I'm here. So one thing I just initiated from my side, that is I just open my camera in the Teams meeting now. First show that who I am, because earlier I never do that from past 5 years, I think. I only open once it's required, otherwise I always close that camera. So that is one initiative I took from my side. And I think now I'm feeling slowly how can I improve myself under this training. So thank you so much for that.
So very well spoken, Manish, that you started becoming visible, not just through your hard work, but now you're also representing your identity with a lot of intent. And that's very essential, that people should feel your individuality. And if you don't show yourself, then how do you expect to create growth? You are actually creating a barrier to your own growth. And that's something which you have stopped doing. That's well done. Thank you for that insight. Moving on to Mr. Ananya Sahu.
Hello, thank you for the opportunity. I'm Ananya Sahu.
and I bring along 1.5 decades of experience in technology and service industry. One thing that, one habit that I think that can take anyone's career downhill is poor time management. You see, why it will hurt is if you are lacking time management, that would give an impression that we are disorganized. We cannot manage our time, and that will lead to lack of trust from stakeholders, from your managers as well. And every one of us has 8 hours or 9 hours to work, and within that, you have to complete n number of tasks. To achieve this, you need to understand what things can be automated. Like someone said, generative AI is coming into picture. What things can be automated? What things should be queued for next week? What things you should say no? There's another skill, how to say no to tasks with a reason. So these are the points. How how can how can you improve your time management? So that's my take in one of the
Wonderful, Ananya.
habits.
Thank you. And this is what I believe you have noticed in your organization, or are you speaking from the internet? Because here is where we're talking about our experiential learnings, which we are delivering to the audience out there in terms of ensuring success for them and how they need to get rid of these 5 negative habits or umpteen habits we have spoken about in today's session, and how they can then help themselves by becoming aware and accelerating their careers and by taking action, suitable action. So thank you for the time and priority management advice
Yeah,
to a
this is
lot of
from
people.
my experience, sir. This is
That's
from my
from
experience.
that's wonderful. Wonderful. Moving on to Mr. Hemant Sharma.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir, for creating this podcast and giving us opportunity to share our experiential learnings. Hello, everyone. My name is Hemant Sharma. I would like to share one habit that impacts your career, that is not building your growth network. Why is it important? Well, in my view, it is essential to connect with your seniors, discuss ideas regularly, seek their opinion and support. This gives you an opportunity to present yourself as a thought leader, and it will definitely help you in your career growth. As a first step, try to find yourself in the picture frame and then try to move towards the most visible spot. This is the thought that I would like to share with everyone.
And that's a very, very good thought. And people who would adhere to this thought perspective, I'm sure they're going to be able to create a lot of growth momentum for themselves to be able to spearhead their careers towards the next level. So that's some valuable experience coming in from you. Thank you for that. All right, moving on to a lady in the house, Janet Pereira, please.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Janet, and I've been working in revenue accounts for an airline for the past 29 years. For me, the most important thing as to the the key thing that has, backtracked my career growth is being blunt. So communication is very important, and how you communicate to your seniors is very important. I thought in the past that, being blunt, being vocal, voicing out your opinion was the right thing to do. But how to do it is very important. How to communicate with impact is very important. And sometimes I was always thought as being very defiled and the way I used to communicate. And now it's very important that, I've learned that your boss is your boss, and not necessarily he or she is always right, but the way you speak, the way you communicate with him, the way you negotiate with him is very, very important. And that's what I'm learning.
That's a very standout, sort of a standout point, that you need to be diplomatic in your communication approach and ensure and be emotionally aware and intelligent of how the way I'm speaking is how the other person will be able to relate with it. And that's emotional intelligence. So that's a good standout insight from Janet Pereira, that we all must learn how to communicate diplomatically as well. And I cannot just call a spade, but learn to put it up in a manner which is palatable and conducive to the environment. So that's very well spoken. That's a good learning insight, my dear friends. Moving on to Atul Dikshit.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir, for giving me this opportunity. My name is Atul Dikshit. I am working in FMCG and alcohol industry from last 13 years. So in my opinion, the first negative habit which you should abstain from is negative gossip, because negative gossip generates politics, and politics generates overthinking. So this is the loop where we should abstain from doing this. And the second thing is time management. We need to prioritize our time so that we can handle different tasks in point in time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Atul. To stay away from office politics and not to get involved there and ensure good time management and being efficient at your work is very essential. Very good, valuable insights there. Moving on to Mr. Rajneesh Saini.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji, for calling my name out. Hello, everyone. I'm Rajneesh Saini, having 20 years of work experience in technology. I was all ears to all your valuable inputs of each of my fellow panelists. The only 2 cents that I want to add is not taking and asking for credit for whatever you've already delivered. Well, we all grow, especially in India, ingrained with timeless wisdom that we perform our actions without worrying about the results. But what about when the results are achieved? What are we supposed to do? We must go and claim our own credit, claim the credit. We must go and say, blow our own trumpet and get the credit of what we've delivered, what we've achieved. Put a flag on your win, celebrate your win, go and take a victory lap, claim it. That's all I would want to say. Thank you so much.
That's a fantastic addition to the hard work we all put in. And it's essential for us to also, in a humble manner, claim our success and the value which we bring to the organization and as a success contributor. So it's essential to be able to celebrate the win. So that's a fantastic insight, Rajneesh. Thank you for that. Comes from a lot of experience of what I can understand. Moving on to Mr. Shubhendu Panja.
Hi guys, good afternoon. I am Subhendu Panja, a logistics problem solver. I have a domain experience of 25 years plus, and I am working with a Korean MNC. In corporate journey, I believe stakeholders management play the key role. Who are the stakeholders? The promoters. Second one is your customers. Third, vendors, and fourth, employee. So taking the stakeholders' feedback in a positive way and take appropriate actions play the key role. Either I will align myself or I will make them align to do the great work.
That's wonderful. That's really wonderful to get constant feedback, from your seniors as if whatever you're doing is in the right direction or not, and how you can be amenable to the direction which has been proposed by the senior members of the fraternity of your organization. Very essential to be on track with that in mind, and also keep them abreast about the direction, the approach which you are enduring and taking up for the betterment of the organization. So that's a good insight, valuable insight as well. Moving on to Mr. Amitesh Roy.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And I am Amitesh Kumar Rai, banker for 19 years. And for the all of the participants, I am a very enlightened one. And I just want to add is that when someone start their career, they just they don't go for the value addition to their self only. So one must go for the value addition to on the everyday basis to their self also, because I love the quote of Abraham Lincoln. He says that they give me 6 hours to cut down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening my axe. So that is the most important things. Everybody must have to think about that on a everyday basis. They have to value addition to themselves. So this will, because the life is a learning process that we have to learn every day to upskill, to get notice, to get visible. That's it, sir. Thank you.
Very well spoken, Amitesh, that we somehow have this fallacy in our minds that we just work through our technical proficiency, it is going to take us through to the next level. Well, to a certain extent, yes, but beyond that, you need people management skills. You need to add a lot of skill stack to your existing self and be your best version to be able to perform at that level and represent yourself at that level of a leader. So it's essential to be able to keep on adding value to your own self and carving out the bestest version. Very well spoken. Thank you. Let's move on to Mr. Rampal Singh.
Thank you, Mr. Sanjeev, for this excellent opportunity. I must recognize this is the fantastic way of learning. In last, I think, 30 minutes, there were so many things. Actually, it's a revision of so many books I have read, actually, right in 30 minutes. So thank you for that. My name is Rampal Singh. I lead hybrid cloud business for a large IT company. Been there in the industry for last 24 years. I think there are so many things which have been spoken about, so I would try to paint it in a bit different sort of framework. So I would say there are three things at a conceptual level. Number one is personal leadership. Number two, people leadership. And number three, business leadership. When it comes to personal leadership, all the good things now we have spoken so far in terms of learning, lead learning, attitude, time management, procrastinations, number of things, right? So how do you really carry yourself? How do you set goal yourself? How do you move towards achieving those goals? Number two, people leadership. How do you really manage all your stakeholders? Your team, your manager, board, leadership, external entities, market, regulate them. How do you really handle them? How do you really carry yourself with them? And number three, what is your net impact on business? Right? It could be managing existing business. It could be nurturing new business. How do you really add that incremental value? And if you're in a leadership position, strategic value to that business, right? So if you look at all these three dimensions and able to make progress, you will definitely land and would be able to achieve what you are looking for in your life. Thank you for that.
Well, that's an excellent way, Mr. Rampal, to be able to put this in a framework where he spoke about the three different exercising the three different kind of leadership, and that's a solid framework. And in that, we can actually put in everything what we have spoken about in a manner of speaking. So that's a good way to rephrase everything and put it to perspective that it's not just about working very hard. It's also about the three other dimensions of leadership, so which need to be effective so that you can create growth for yourself, and growth automatically will happen for you if you're creating and adding value to your organization and creating a lot of growth in these three dimensions. So very well spoken, sir. Thank you for that insight. Moving on to Mr. Aditya Acharikar.
Thank you for this opportunity. Hello, everyone. I am Aditya Acharikar. I come from the city of Mumbai, and I have an experience of 19 years in the financial services segment. In my experience, one thing that impacts the career growth is that executives tend to focus only on their own job and getting it done. They do not plan about growing and building their career. Building a career means to have a goal for yourself and achieve that goal by managing all the stakeholders, creating visibility for yourself and value for the organization. This can be done through taking initiatives in volunteering for cross-functional activities or assignments in the organization and being more aware of what is changing in the organization. For example, there could be a management change. So all value that you have created in the previous management may simply get wiped off because the people have changed. They have their own priorities and they have their own teams. So you need to be more aware of what is happening in the organization and create your personal brand. So that is what I think you should focus to build your career. Thank you.
So in spite of the 25 plus insights which we have spoken about in terms of the habits which negatively impact your career growth, this is another very important one, that you need to be able to build your personal brand and an online presence for yourself. You need to be visible, not just in the physicality, but in terms of being online as well. And that's quite essential. So thank you, Aditya, for bringing in this very, very important concept, which is so essential in today's world and time. To be able to be visible in creating your personal brand and being online present. All right, moving on to Mr. Prasant K.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir, for providing this opportunity. Myself, Prashant Kandala, has got 19 years of experience, so in various domains like insurance, banking, and then IT sector. For me, the key learning or the one which is negatively impacts the person is emotional intelligence, where actually I have supposed to learn more about this emotional intelligence. Reason being, this was the only reason which pulled me back to step up the next position. And the second thing is the networking. I deal with a lot of stakeholders who will be dealing on a daily basis. I interact with them very decent like. But the cross functions, or maybe the people whom I see on a daily basis, I feel like I am lacking with interacting with the new people. So I still need to improve on those lines, which will help me in my further thinking. Thank you for this.
Prashant, absolutely. Emotional intelligence is a very, very big concept. You should know how to project yourself in a right manner, which is conducive to the environment and the people in it. And that's so essential. And what we do usually is the way we are feeling, thinking, behaving, we pour all that out there, which probably people then, they're able to just understand us by just watching us. And then they have this hand of maneuvering us and manipulating us. So it's very essential to be emotionally aware, when to have a stoic face, when to be expressive, how to gel well within the adaptive nature of the room, how to have the right energy, and all that is covered in the emotional intelligence. So that's really well spoken, and that's quite of essence for senior management and top management roles. All right, moving on to Mr. Buji Reddy.
Thank you, Sanjay sir, for giving this opportunity. I am Buji Reddy. I have 13 plus years of experience in IT. So my point here is like people will be different, that you like there are different cultures, different environments that you need to adjust yourself. like like I'll always take your words, like what gets you here will not get you to the next one. In your previous company, somebody might be pushing you and you are doing well, but if you join a new company, you have to know the environment, what exactly the environment is looking for you, how exactly you need to project yourself. Even it is with the same project as well. Like in your previous project, you might be working with a leader, he might be pushing you, or he might be treating people in a different way. If you are going for a new project, there the people will be very different. You have to know their culture. If you want to make your point very clear, how you can communicate with them, or what exactly the point you want to make it, that you have to create that awareness that will make you put you forward. And if you have any differences, how to communicate that, how to give that feedback, clear those differences as soon as possible, so that it will make your path clear. So those are the points that I have.
So adaptability is what you have mentioned here, which is of essence to be able to blend well within the team, within the perspective of people, and that's so essential. Without that, you are not going to be moving ahead. Rather, you will stay stationary and getting stuck is what happens. So blending well, building rapport is a very, very important concept, is what Buji has spoken about. So thank you for that insight. And moving on to Kanta Pancholi, please.
Hello, sir, for giving me this opportunity. So, I have around 10 years of experience in HR, and I am joined an organization that is 8 years of gap. So, I have joined them after in the return to work program as an intern, basically. So, of course, when you join an organization, it's like we of course work on the skills that we need to upgrade our skills. But as an organization, what they believe is that the employee should also get involved what the business is. So understanding your business is very important, I would say, from a organization perspective. That will also help an employee to grow, and also to connect with the people who are old in the system, because some people said that there are sometimes it is difficult for them to settle in the organization. So if you want to understand the culture, so better to connect with the people who are there in the organization, so it will help also. So I want to tell you also, because I joined your course, and during that time, initially I was not able to, I would say the confidence was very low because of the 8 years of gap. And during that time only, I joined your course, and I got the feedback also from my director that your confidence is very good. You have improved a lot in your confidence, and we want you to work on the business, just understand the business. So only the hesitation what I have is like, I'm not able to speak with the leaders. Means I do connect with a lot of leaders. Means I have that opportunity, that there are so many leaders around and in the floor, and we get an opportunity. But the hesitation is like, I don't know what to ask. What means I get that hesitation. Am I asking a right question, or I should not say anything wrong, because of course then you'll be in your that red flag what always say. So thank you so much. Means this has really helped me, and it's helping me, That's
Well done. Thank you, Kanta, for your kind words as well and for giving us this amazing insight. My dear friends, it's quite simple. You have been in a certain situation and you want to say something, but somehow you were not sure whether what you're saying is the right or the apt question or the answer. Please prepare a preemptive script of that situation. Keep that handy, practice it a couple of times so that next time you don't face the similar situation of what you've already gone through. And that's a very big tip I like to tell everybody because this is what I've noticed in my 23 years plus experience that people continue to harbor the same situations again and again and not creating any change or shift out of them. And they get stuck within the domain of what they are and how their personality, their thinking, feeling, attitude, their behavior, and their initiatives are all about. So they get fixated within those. So please work on these very important concepts to be able to create growth for yourself. Otherwise, if hard work would have done it, then everyone would be a CEO sitting here in the organization. So it's important to work on these very important parameters, not 5, but 25. And we have Anil waiting for in the group to be able to give us his valuable insights. And with that, we will close the session thereafter.
Hello, Sanju sir. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. I think you should dream yourself for a senior management or whatever role you want to get into, because unless and until you are not dreaming and you are not considering yourself in that position, you are mentally not prepared, you are mentally not that much emotionally quotient to get into the role, you will not get to cannot go into that role. So you should try to dream and behave like your body language should be like that. So you should be you are getting through that easily. The journey of transition from your middle management or whatever scale you are to the upscale can be easy if your body language and your the way you are behaving should yourself you should think yourself as you are already in that position. Thank you sir.
Absolutely. So that's a good visualization concept. Anil has given that learn to behave as if you're already in that position, and then you will reach that goal sooner than later. And that's a good tip as well for us to end. Thank you to all the panelists for giving out their experiential learnings to the audience out there. So not 5, but more than 25 plus advice have been given. And I'm sure each one of you who's listening and watching the podcast will be able to gain a lot of traction and awareness as to what needs to get done. And if any one of you wants to reach out to be able to participate in our programs, you're more than welcome to do that. Just book your 1:1 session with our coaches, and you will be able to then take yourself towards the next level of play and accelerate and create growth in your career. With that said, it's a yo, and that's how we end. And thank you once again to all the panelists in the house. God bless you, and we look forward to see you next week. Bye bye, everybody. Take care.